Hey, good morning, ladies. Happy Monday. Oh my gosh. Happy Monday. I feel like I've been gone forever, even though I was here last Monday. Man, traveling throws things off, doesn't it? So it is Monday. It is time to dive into your minds. It's just time to really dig deep to find that motivation if you're lacking it. Some of y'all are on fire. Some of y'all are struggling, and some of you are kind of like in between. Some of y'all have been around for a long time. Some of y'all literally just wrapped up week 1 of our 6-week accelerator that we're doing. And some of y'all just, you're on all different areas. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're on day 1 or if you're on day 27 or day 231. Your mindset is everything, and it's going to be the make or break of your entire routine, right? There's going to be days that you'll want to show up. There's going to be days that you want to do the things. And there's going to be a lot of days where you don't want to do a dang thing, right? We want to eat all the things and sit on the couch and not do anything. Like y'all would be lying if we didn't say we didn't all go through those things, right? So good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Before I do get started, I would love for you to rate yourself as I tag everybody so they know that we're here. I would love for you to rate yourself on that scale of that 1 to 10. I have a dog behind me too, so if I look like I'm shifting, it's the dog's trying to push me out of my chair. I want you to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 on your mindset motivation. And some of you guys know this because I've asked you before, you know what the scale is. If you don't, a 10 is I'm so flipping positive and motivated today, Angela. I don't think there's anything that's going to steer me off my path. I feel so good. I feel indestructible, all the things. 1 being I'm right there on the verge. The towel is about to fly. Like I feel I'm just on the verge of giving up. Like I need help. I need a push. I need something. I need somebody to talk some sense into me to keep going and to show up and not quit. Where are you at on the scale? I love it. Hey, Stephanie. Hello, Miss Amber, Marlena, Audrey. Good morning, everybody. That's exactly how I felt last week. You were about to wave the flag, right? I know, and you have such resilience, Audrey, and all of y'all in here, because this last week may not have been super hard for you. Maybe you weren't going through something super tough, but I know some of y'all were. But I will tell you, there's been harder things in your life, I guarantee, that you have walked through than your health journey, trying to track your macros, put your food in your phone, get your workouts in, and do all the things. Sometimes it's good for us to go back and reflect. That's where one of those questions on that goal sheet that I asked y'all before last week. And again, if you did not see that, then definitely put goal in the comments if you missed it. There was a form I posted in here not yesterday, but the Sunday before, and had you fill it out. One of the questions does have you go back to your past and what was one of the hardest things you've ever walked through. The whole method behind the madness is to ask you why, because it's going to remind you of just how incredibly freaking strong you are. And it makes a health journey of wanting to show up and work out and track your food and all that stuff seem like easy peasy, right? It's not easy, however, it is totally worth it, and there's much harder things in life, right? So let's see, y'all missed okay, Rachel, you missed the question. So if you're just hopping on, I'm gonna reiterate it. I'm gonna ask it again because I love it. I love seeing y'all's numbers. On a scale of 1 to 10, where's your motivation and mindset right now as you're listening to this video, live or replay, wherever you are? 10 is there's nothing going to steer me off my path. I'm so motivated. I'm positive. I'm resilient. I'm going to get through this. 1 being I'm about to wave the flag and give up. I'm struggling big time. So I need some help. So, okay, I got to put my glasses on so I can actually read y'all's comments. 2 out of 3. Whoa, they keep disappearing. I need all the talking and the pushing. All right, Marlena, stay on this call today. The weekend was hard, but I did better than most. Rachel, that's huge. You said the weekend was hard, but you did better than most. This is something that I want you to lean on, and anybody else for that matter. If you are doing a little bit better, maybe this past week, today, than you did last week, remember that is progress, and that is something to look at. Don't just obsess over what you didn't get done. We've got to celebrate how far you are, and if you're better, it's progress. Okay, Rachel, I can also tag you in that worksheet. It's a phenomenal goal setting for y'all. And if some of y'all actually filled it out and you're like, but I want to see my replies, just shoot me a message and I can actually send you your answers. It's okay. Yeah, Marlene, I would definitely want you to fill it out. It's posted in this group, but I'll tag you guys in it because I know, I don't know about y'all, but I have a hard time keeping up with Facebook groups. It's hard to keep up. All right, so let's get to it, you guys. What I did today for today's topic is I've got a few things that I want to talk about. It's not just like one little bitty thing. There's a couple things that I want to talk about that I think a lot of y'all will relate to because I spent my time this morning going through your forms. So again, on Friday, y'all all should be getting a form in your app. So if you're not getting this message, please let me know. Sometimes it falls off, especially if you're been around for a lot longer. I just want to make sure that you're getting it. In the check-in form that comes to you on Fridays, it's just asking you some questions. The two biggest questions that I love to read is what are your wins from last week and what are your struggles? So I went through this morning, read them all, and I took account of all the struggles that I saw. And a lot of y'all are struggling with some of the same things. Some of it is just simply motivation. Some of y'all are like that my schedule routine is totally thrown off. Summer's here, my kids are home, literally everything got derailed. Some of y'all are literally the fact that you sometimes what is it? I think it's Tori. I think Tori was off from healing from a surgery and now back to work. So same kind of thing. Your schedule just totally got flip-flopped again, right? So it's important, and I'm going to talk about those. But here's what I want to go into. If you're lacking motivation, which I see some of y'all's numbers are kind of low, then this is you, right? And some of y'all might not be because I saw some high numbers. But remember this in the moment whenever you do have low motivation, because it's going to happen. It's not if, it's when. We don't all wake up at a number 10 every single day. It's just not reality. It's not realistic. But when motivation fades, because it's going to fade. Some of y'all literally just wrapped up week 1 of the accelerator, and that's the exciting week. It's new. It's something fun. It's new. It's like, the honeymoon phase of a wedding, right? The honeymoon phase of a marriage is so exciting. It's so much fun. It's new. It's just like a weight loss journey. It's just like a new program. It's new, right? But you'll notice we don't have you doing new things every single week. There's a method behind that. You don't need new things every single week. You don't need new workouts every single week. You put a lot of things on repeat. Why? That's how you create routines. That's how your body responds. It's about consistency. But the most important thing you need is simplicity. So if you're lacking motivation, you need a system and simplicity. You need a routine more than anything. We all know this, but sometimes we forget it. We have to remember that starting small is what is so incredibly crucial. Some of y'all, no matter how many times I say it, are still trying to do it all or nothing. How many of y'all feel like y'all are still stuck in the all or nothing? Put all or nothing in the comments and let me know who you are. You've got to let it go, okay? It is the number one thing, besides trying to be perfect, that is going to hold you back. Because you're trying to do it all, and if you can't do it all, let's not do anything. And that is the worst mindset to have. If you want this to be the time that you jumped in a program and you followed through and you actually kept going, then you've got to be okay with starting small. So some of y'all literally last week was first week 1 or 2. And maybe you haven't gotten to the workouts yet, but you got walks in, but you started tracking your food. But you started meal prepping, so you got closer to your protein than you had before. Why can you not celebrate those things instead of obsessing over like, oh, I didn't get my workouts in? Who cares? You started small, and you were so much better than you were before you started this program. That is a step. That is huge. That is a victory. But you have to see it that way. I can say it till I'm blue in the face. You have to see it that way. Don't beat yourself up for what you didn't do. Action is what is going to fuel your motivation. When you take those small action steps, and as long as you can mentally look at them as wins and say, holy goodness gracious, she says 1% better a day or a week, but you know what? I'm 20% better. Then hell yeah, celebrate it. You've got to see that. You've got to see the small things as wins, because I'm telling you right now, what I want you to do is if this is you and you're like, she's speaking to me right now, she hears me, then because I saw some of y'all in your check-in forms and the struggle piece just getting going, lack of motivation just to make a move, just to get started, just to get my walks in, just to drink my freaking water. Yeah, these seem like super simple things, and truly, in reality, they are, but we're still overcomplicating it, and we're still trying to do too many things at one time. So how do I fix this, Angela? I wish I had the magic switch that could literally be like a light switch and you turn it off and you're Motivation, all the negativity goes away, but that's not reality. Commit to one thing each day, even when you don't feel like doing it. So tell me, what is that one thing for you in the comments? So what is one thing that you're struggling with right now to want to do it? Maybe it's drinking your water. Maybe it's tracking your food. Some of you guys have had a conversation this morning about, oh, it's so hard to put recipes and food in my phone. It's hard because you keep saying it's hard. It's really not as hard as you think. It takes practice, though. It takes time, and it's a process. It is not, I don't know, Suzanne might be the only one who just loves tracking her macros. Let's be real. Suzanne loves it. I don't know if you're on this morning or not. Not all of us love it, and that's okay. But you have to be okay doing it now so that you don't have to do it in the future. Does that make sense? The better you are now at putting your food in your phone consistently in the app, that's how you learn, that's how you make progress, and that's how you eventually faster get to the point where you can wing yourself off of it because you did it so good at the beginning. Does that make sense? So if you want to get to the place where you don't have to track anymore, then you have to put our big girl panties on and do the freaking thing that we don't want to do now, so that in the future we don't have to do it anymore. Does that make sense? Does that sound like heaven, to be able to eat this way but not have to think so much about it? If that is, put heaven in the comments, because I know it is to me. And I know there's many times that I do. I came back actually 1 pound lighter from church camp last week. Why? Did I track my food? No, I didn't track my food. I gave myself permission to not track my food. But what did I do? I was very mindful. I ate the cafeteria food 1 time a day. Every other thing is I went to Walmart and I had my cooler and I ate my snacks and I loaded up on protein. Some of it was processed, which isn't as normal of my nutrition, but I still made it work. And I guarantee if I tracked my macros, I would have been really close, except for some of the meals that were at the cafeteria food. But that's the beauty of macros, y'all. Some of y'all are going to go on vacations this summer. You can get to that point, but let's talk about it before you go. So again, I'm going to go back to what I was saying. What I want you to do is I want you to think, what is the thing that first pops in your mind? The first thing that pops in your mind, you may have multiple things going on. That's okay. Remember, you got to simplify it. You got to focus on one thing that you absolutely are not enjoying, that you're like, oh my God, I got to put this food in my phone. I don't like putting my food in my phone. I'm only saying that because I know that's usually one of the bigger ones. Some of y'all, it's the workout. Some of you are like, oh God, I hate working out. It's just, hate might be a strong word, but I know a lot of women that are still coaching with us today, years later, that did not enjoy working out at the beginning. They grew to love it. They grew to love it because they grew to love how much better they felt when they did it. And then you get to the point where you're like, oh my God, I feel like crap if I don't do it. That's me now. But I've been doing it for years, y'all. I've always enjoyed the workout side of things. It is not always easy to get motivated. I've recognized my husband's home for the next 4 days. I was at the gym at 5 o'clock this morning. Why? Because I know that is best for my schedule during the summer. When he's home, because I know once the kids get up, we get going, the chances of me loading them up and going to the gym gets slimmer and slimmer and slimmer the later in the day. So use that as a lesson of what I just said, you guys. Some of y'all that are struggling to get your workouts in, what I want you to do is your schedule routine, if it's different especially, it doesn't mean you don't have a routine. You can't, just because you don't have your 8 to 5 or whatever, maybe some of y'all do. Everybody's life is different. But if especially if your schedule is different now during the summer than it normally is, then you have to switch up things. You have to put yourself in a routine. That's called discipline. Put discipline in the comments. It's not easy, y'all. The first 2 weeks of summer, I literally had 2 weeks and then I went right to church camp. So I have not had a routine since school let out. Like it's been the least amount of workouts, intentional workouts than I've had in a long time. Sometimes your body needs it. I'm dealing with some injury. I mean, it's not an injury, it's just some pain I can't get rid of. So, I'm looking at it as, maybe my shoulder and collarbone or whatever the heck's going on over here needed a little rest anyway. But you have to put yourself on a routine. So what does that look like? What are some things? What are some tips? So it's habits, but it's also called anchor. I don't know if anybody y'all have ever heard it called an anchor. So identify, if you're struggling with a routine, you've got to identify a new anchor, or maybe just an anchor in general, to attach your workout to. or attach your walk to, or maybe it's attaching your motivational personal development, or attach your affirmations, or attach something. An anchor is something that you can combine that thing that you're struggling to do with. Okay, so for example, let's talk about something simple: affirmations. I think you should all say them on a daily basis, but I think you should pick your affirmations that are the most powerful, the things that you really need to speak into existence and actually start to believe, and put them on repeat every single day. That is crucial, right? But when are you supposed to do them? I don't know. Brush your teeth. That's an anchor. You brush your teeth every single day, right? Your anchor is you're brushing your teeth. I'm going to say my affirmations while I brush my teeth. That's an anchor, okay? So you're going to combine the thing that you're trying to create a habit of, that's the affirmations, with something that you already do, like literally second nature is to get up and brush our teeth, right? So, but same thing with like workouts. Some of y'all with, especially if you have small kids at home, this is just an example. Some of y'all do, some of you don't. Or whatever the scenario is. I know my mom's a perfect example. She has no small kids at home, but she takes care of my granny. My granny just turned 90. And she's sharp as a whip and all kinds of stuff, but she's got issues or she can't do certain things like she once did. It's just part of aging. It's nothing bad. But her routine is she gets up every single morning and makes my granny breakfast, usually around 7:30. So what I would encourage her to do, and I am, what we're working on, is, okay, so you have to feed granny at this time every single morning. Okay, feed her, go for a walk. Feed her, go for a walk. Cook her breakfast, go for a walk. Okay, so create a routine. Some of y'all might just literally be, every time I eat a meal, I'm gonna go for a 5 to 10 minute walk. If you're struggling getting your steps in, you're struggling getting your walks in, okay, every time I eat a meal, I'm not gonna go right back to work, I'm not gonna sit down on the couch, I'm not gonna do anything else except I'm gonna, maybe it's outside, maybe it's around your house. Amy Baker, shout out to her. She's literally been getting a lot of her walks in her house and going up and down her stairs when weather's bad. So that where there's a will, there is a way you can get it done, right? So maybe that anchor to create your normal routine is, I'm feeding who? Maybe it's like my mom is her granny, is my granny, excuse me, or it's your kids, or it's your husband, or whatever the scenario is, and then you go get your workout in. You feed them, go get a workout in. Feed them, go get a workout in. You eat, go for a walk. Eat, go for a walk. Right? Does that make sense? So if you need to build a new routine, and maybe it's because of summer, maybe it's a new job schedule, maybe it's just the fact that you don't have a routine at all and you need one from the beginning now, then this is an example of how to do it, right? I love it, Monica. I've changed my routine a few times. Yeah, and and so have I, but I think there's nothing wrong with that, I think sometimes it's trial and error, okay? I was trying to do a routine where I got up at 5 a.m. and I worked my businesses for a couple hours. Once the kids woke up, we ate, and then we'd go to the gym. That was not working for me. It just wasn't working for me. I work better just taking care of me first, getting it all knocked out, and then I can come home and work still for a couple hours. Like, my daughter was still asleep a while ago. I'm like, oh, girl. She's only 10. She's not a teenager yet. There's no sleeping in past noon. Right, it's only 10 here. But you guys get what I'm saying. Do something that you may have to switch up routine a little bit until you find something that works really smoothly. Or sometimes you're going to be in a routine for so long, you're like, this is boring. I need a change. And sometimes you need to change. Sometimes I do really well with working out at home, and I enjoy that. I prefer that. I just want to roll out of bed. I could care less about what I look like and go into my little area and get my workout in. I don't have to see people. I don't talk to people. I don't have to do any of that stuff. I don't have to get in my car. Right now I'm in a phase where I don't like to work out at home. I like to go to the gym because ever since we've got a brand new amazing gym here, I prefer to go to the gym. But you got to figure out whatever works for you. There's going to be seasons where you need to change up your routine or you'll get bored and it gets redundant, right? So pick something that you're struggling with and anchor it on with something else and tell us what that is. Okay, tell us what that is. You may have to think about it. You may have to figure it out. Like I said, it might be some trial and error, but it's all good. Let's see, I'm looking at comments real quick. I feel like people are judging my form. Rachel, is that at the gym? I gotta say something about this because I'm gonna tell you real quick. Working in the gyms, I started my whole fitness career in a gym. You're from my area, so you'll probably know it. 24 Hour Fitness in Lake Worth is where I got my whole fitness career started 16 or so years ago. And it's just from working around people for so long, I got to tell you, nobody's judging you in your form, I promise. Because I want you to think about it, Rachel. Like, you're thinking everybody's judging you, right? And some might be looking at you. Some might be honestly inspired by you more than anything. But they're also have those same insecurities, especially women. Men are different. Men are just different creatures, right? But some of them are just as insecure, let me tell you. But I'm telling you real quick, nobody's judging you, I promise, for your form. Most people are truly, most people are having that same thought. So they might be looking at you, but they're probably thinking, oh God, she's judging my form. And they're not, I promise. So just keep going, whatever you do. Rachel, do you go to Snap or do you go to Trident? Since we live in the area, I go to Trident. I used to go to Snap. I wasn't sure which gym you go to. Okay, cool. So find a routine, anchor it, okay? That's going to help you. Number 2, we already talked about small steps to fuel your motivation. You've got to keep it simple. Stop overcomplicating it. Stop trying to do more. You know, if I got any reminders at church camp last week of being fully unplugged for so many different things, I was definitely still present, but I would definitely, it reminded me of the importance of unplugging and the importance of being okay not doing everything. All or nothing does not serve anybody. It actually just hurts everybody. Focus on what you control. What can you control? How many of y'all are control freaks in here? Control freak. Put control freak in the comments if that's you. I am. I'm always going to be transparent with that. This is why Proverbs 3:5 is tattooed on my arm. It's to lean on him, trust in him, not trying to create my own path. Because Lord knows I try. Still, day after day, I still try. I'm not perfect whatsoever. But focus on what you can control. You guys, what can you control? Okay, if the scale's not moving, can you control the scale? I mean, yes and no. Not really. Some of us have just things going on in our body that need healed. Some of y'all have been on a dieting journey since you were super young. Some of y'all have been on a dieting journey for 5, 10, 20, 30, 50 years. Okay, you've been on this journey of under eating. I was speaking to someone yesterday that used to coach with us that might be coming back. And she, gained a lot of her weight back. She got away from tracking macros and started going down a few different paths of quicker fixes. And now led her back to gained her weight back. She's struggling. And she started with Weight Watchers. She started trying Weight Watchers. And guys, I gotta say this. I never knew this really about Weight Watchers because I've never really dove into it. I know it's a point system. However, they now add macros to their whole app thing. And I'm so incredibly proud of her because she messaged me. This is her first month. She started tracking. She goes, Angela, I hit the points. She goes, but now they added calories and macros. I remember what you've taught me. I'm only eating 1,000 calories a day. This is not okay. And so she's canceling that. And she's like, this is not, I know I'm starving myself and it's not going to work. Right. And so what I'm saying is she was with us for a long time. So we've really trained her brain in this, which is, if you're new in here, I'm hoping that we train your brain the same exact way so you recognize those things in the past. In the future. But focusing on what you can control is huge. So what I mean by that, and where I was going down that kind of rabbit hole sidetrack there for a second, if we're control freaks, we're trying to control everything, including the scale. And sometimes we are going to be able to control the scale because how do we control the scale? We really can't. Some of y'all are so incredibly consistent, but the scale's still not moving. Sandy Olson, you're a beautiful example of this. I know this was one of your struggles. Because you're so incredibly consistent. Sometimes we need tweaks. Sometimes we need to get into the dieting break phase for a long time and let our body heal. If you didn't hear Suzanne Moultrie's example on her story and what she shared, I highly recommend you reaching out to her. Sorry, not reaching out to her. Well, you can reach out to Suzanne. She's an open book. But watching her replay. Sorry, I got sidetracked reading the message. Reading comments. Yeah, Stephanie. Oh, good. I'm glad that you guys are all still so connected. That's beautiful. That's amazing. Yeah. Hope to see her come back. And I was so incredibly proud of her for recognizing holy crap, this is under calorie and this is not okay. I'm just damaging my body instead of helping it. And that's huge. That's when you know you've put in the work and you've done the mindset shifts. But again, focusing on what you can control and let God have the rest. You guys, that's a struggle. How many of y'all struggle to just trust? Put the word trust in the comments. Trust the process. Trust yourself. Trust that other people are going to show up when they say they're going to show up. Trust in God's plan. Y'all, even in your health journey, pull God into it. If your faith is as big as some of ours in here, we're not going to push our faith down your throat. Well, we do share it out loud. Some of us more than others, and that's okay. Trust is huge. Trust the process. When we say eat more food, that's one of the biggest ones. Trust is huge, but you got to focus on what you can control. What can you control is you planning, you doing some prepping. So proud of some of y'all sharing all your planning and prepping this weekend. So incredibly important. You're not failing if the scale isn't moving. You're not failing if you're not seeing the big results yet. They can come, they will come. You got to stay the path. You're not failing. Your body is telling you something. Your body is telling you that it needs something. It needs some healing. It needs consistency if you're not being consistent yet. Again, it takes time to get into the routine to create a consistent path, consistent routine. But the more you obsess over the lack of results that you might be having, I'm telling you, the longer it's going to take for them to come. I'm going to say that again because I've seen it over and over. The more you obsess, especially on the number on the scale, and that it's fact that it's not moving, and that is all you think about, I'm telling you real quick, it's not going to come. As soon as you let go of that, as soon as you release it, and if you're someone that you're like, she's speaking to me right now, all I do is think about the stupid number. If all you do is think of the number, then please reach out to me and let's have a conversation. Because I may have you measuring the scale every single day so we can see where you're at. But if that is where your mind is going and it's creating this obsession, then I'm likely going to tell you to take a scale break. Just like we take dieting breaks, sometimes we need a scale break. Why? Because it'll help you focus on the other things. The fact that you have more energy, the fact that you're stronger, the fact that your mood is better, the fact that you can focus better, the fact that your digestive system might be working better, the fact that your skin is more clear. You guys, when you start eating cleaner, like coming back from church camp, I recognize how like my face just felt rough, if that makes any sense. Kind of blemishes. I got a pimple right here. I noticed this morning. It's kind of sore. You can't really see it. But little things like that, like food actually plays a really big role in all that stuff as well too. Use and listen to your body. I can't remember who it was, but I saw in one of the chats that we were talking about Tori. I think it was Tori about just resting this past weekend. And Tori's a perfect example, and I hope you don't mind me sharing it a little bit. Tori, I know you shared a little bit in our chat, so I hope it was okay. But she literally just came off of a really big surgery, and she got cleared to work out right when it was time for us to start her program. And so she was full blast last week, and then she went back to work, and so her routine is changing, and there's a lot going on, and then the stress is higher, and all the stuff, right? That she allowed herself to just simply do a lot of sleeping this weekend and rest. That is so good, and I'm so proud of you for doing it. Why? So what if you didn't get a workout in? You let your body rest. Why? Because you got to use your stress and your body as signals of what you need to do. Okay? So if stress is really high, fatigue is really high, it means it's time to pivot. We got to pivot a little bit. And so her pivot was letting go of some things to just allow herself to rest. We have to breathe. We have to unplug. We have to nourish our body with good food and good things going in our ear, just like this video today. Movement and fueling our body is some of the best medicine you can have for stress, just FYI. So here's something that this is a journal prompt that you can actually use. Some of y'all can answer this in the comments if you want to. When you get into those moments though, when stress is high or any of these types of things, ask yourself, this could be a question you ask yourself every single morning. How can I support myself instead of punish myself today? How can I support myself instead of punish myself today? I'm going to make a post in this group after this about that is that question. Because that's a question you can ask yourself every day, especially if you're in the mindset still right now and still trying to fight and break free from it of a workout as a punishment. Gotta go work out. No, I get to go freaking work out. I am I'm supporting myself by getting to work out. I'm treating myself with some love and positivity by going to work out or going for a walk or feeding myself with the right foods, right? Stop looking at it as a punishment. It's not a punishment. You don't deserve a punishment because you maybe holding on an extra 10, 20, 50 pounds. You don't deserve to be punished because of that. Your body and your mind deserves to be not rewarded, but it needs to be supported. Okay, so put that in the comments. I will support myself today. I will support myself today. Maybe that's a new affirmation. If you're one of those that says, oh, I gotta go work out today. Ooh, I'm gonna work out. I'm trying to lose weight. And then remember why you started. Yeah, Amber, that's okay. I had to have my husband hide the scale. I haven't been on it in 2 weeks, and I'm terrified. Been on track for 2 weeks. I'm struggling to get back track. Hey, Amber, like this is, I think you have 2 more weeks of your accelerator. Let's use it right now. Use these 2 weeks. Stay off the scale. Amber, promise me you'll stay off the scale for another 2 weeks, and let's look at it at the end of your accelerator program. And I know that's probably very scary, but show up, and it's going to encourage you to think about how much better you're feeling, how much better you're functioning. Any of those things is what I want you to focus on the most. And then what we'll do is we'll take a full progress check at the end, because that's what we'll all do at the end of your programs. And I will personally take a look at it and help you see where you're winning. Because I will tell you, I share this story all the time, and I'm going to say it again. I've had this happen so many times, but I always remember 2 specific ladies, Esther and Jessica, and they went through a 6-week program. They started off in a 6-week program, and then they went on to coach with us for a really long time. And they started with that 6 weeks. Both of them had the same program, same workouts, same all the things, just like y'all in the accelerator program. And one of them lost 15 pounds. One of them lost 0 pounds. 15 pounds, 0 pounds. Same program, same all kinds of stuff. Her own customized macros, just like everybody has. But I'm gonna tell you what they also did is in their inches, they both lost. It was over 16 inches overall. It's multiple areas, obviously, but a majority of it was lost in their waist and their hips. That's the most important area that we look for as women to lose, is waist and hips. And they both lost about the same amount of inches. It was 16 something inches, but their pictures, they were equally as drastic. And I'm going to tell you real quick, this happens all the time, more than you realize. And if Jessica was the one that had 0 pounds, if all she obsessed over was that scale, and she didn't let us look at her pictures and show her inches, she would have left that program so defeated. She probably would have quit and gave up and went down the quick fix road. But she didn't, because she looked at her inches and her pictures. And more importantly, she felt freaking phenomenal. That's what I want you all, and that's what I hope and I pray that all of y'all get to a point. I want all of our scales to move, right? Of course I do. Can I control that? No, I can't control anybody's scale. I can't control what you put in your mouth. I can't control your discipline to show up and do all the things. I can give you the tools. I can pour into you, and I'm here for you. My inbox is always open, but I can't make you do it. You have to make yourself do it, and listen to yourself when you need it. Okay? So yay, Amber, I see your promise to me in the comments. Yeah, give yourself that grace. Let it go. And control what you can. So even I'll end with this. The all or nothing personality has to go. Okay, same thing in your workouts. Your workout you may not have a full amount of time that is going to allow you to do the full workout. So what? Do what you can. And know that that's good enough. Do what you can versus, oh crap, I don't have a full 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever. So I might as well just skip it. No, that's not the answer. Do what you can. Check it off. Celebrate the fact that you got what you could in instead of skipping it. And then celebrate yourself for it. Y'all are amazing. Let's rock and roll. I'm here for y'all. Open anything in the chats. Reach out, reach up. I love seeing all of y'all support each other in the chats. Obviously, I'm here as well too. Inbox me if you need anything extra. And y'all have an amazing day. Happy Monday.